Greetings to Rastafarian Community Global. Greeting to the Jamaican diaspora. Greeting to online listeners globally who might find interested to listen to this video. My name is Leroy Lindsay. Given name Leroy Lindsay. About the school I taught Rastology in Rastafarian Community. Former abbot of the Church of Selassie, UK. Now I'm abbot for Mount Axum Tabernacle. Still a lifetime member of the Church of Selassie and the IWF Incorporated. A businessman by profession in the music industry. Well, I come from behind the scene as a man where is an activist, and for half of my life at least I've been an activist in a Rastafarian community towards Rasta development and also in the interest of the restoration of constitutional monarchy of Ethiopia struggle, along with I brethren from 29 Oxford Street, Kingston, and late Abuna Emmanuel Fox. The gone to my place of rest continually, my board among the whole martyrs, Rasta faith. Well, as I say, I would make this statement in regard to current fragmentation, I say, facing the Rasta community, particularly in this time of need for a direction, a unified direction. See? And that I call for, because $20 now I've been absent from Jamaica political landscape, but still as a watchdog for the crown and an observer, never left. See, I did a video last year, over a year now, September, and that video was posted with a highlight a lot of things that I would have to skip past them now, because the main reason why that video was not posted was because it was too lengthy. So this evening I'll do my endeavor best to stay on the fundamental points that I am addressing, and make time be of great value that this thing will go over, because I have a small team I work with since I became the abbot for Mount Axum Tabernacle and New Ministry in London. But at the same time, sometimes London people different from Jamaican in terms of how we express yourself. So sometimes my language might seem too strong for them or too political as a priest. You understand? But they don't understand the nature of politics and religion. Go on and on, but it don't really matter, because as I said in that video, which at some point it have to come off the shelf, and when the times are appropriate, it have to be aired on social media, because a lot of things that I have said from that time have come to manifestation, even with regards to the political scandal taking place in the government with the Prime Minister and others. But I didn't mention him name in that aspect, but at the same time, There's relevance. Things like our brethren Jabone at the time was having a dispute about Kolonji, Sizzla Kolonji, and seeing on YouTube I talk about it. So I try to be a mediator and mention it, but that has a great importance on the video. Comedy mentioned that to Bonnie to say, me do a video to put out and just sit down there. But anyway, we'll come back to now because fundamentally Rasta people need a wake up call. And me have to say Rasta people because Rasta is a nation globally. And regardless where Rasta is established, can't forget the Mecca for Rasta is Jamaica, the foundation set. Same. And there's a lot of stigma over the years surrounding Rasta political involvement from day one. Because Rasta born politics and all of them talk. But, as the years go by and people more exposed to higher learning, secular knowledge, and all that, move from just the spiritual and religious side of it, people get more to understand the importance of political involvement. So, before we proceed, say this to the item in the way how Rasta express themselves in a unique manner. You understand? Riddle me this, riddle me that, guess me this riddle, and perhaps not. The stone that builders refuse. Oh, well, I'm going to go on to give you a clue. Because from day one, Rasta, whether they accept it or not, is political. Saying, statement to Rasta make from them time, the bond the queen, bond the pope, a political statement from day one. Saying, it's not a religious statement. But at the same time, we bring it back to the fact that Sam Brown, Holy Martyr, Honorable Sam Brown, just grant him a place of rest, my board amongst the Holy Martyrs, was the first Rasta man to make that important move to active participate in the political arena in regards to Rasta rights. 1961, his party, the Suffering People's Party, never even get 100 votes. But nevertheless, it was remarkable and significant that Rasta is political. Because without that, we wouldn't be where we is today. So the button passed to the Honorable Ascenta Fox, who become more even advanced in the early migration to England with him academic development and becoming the international president of the EWF before it was transitioned or mandated upgraded charters to the IEWF. Brother Fox had proposed to the Ethiopian crown that it's important that him go political with the organization. And having made this request and outline reason in the interest of protecting its members' democratic rights within the diaspora, the crown, granted him that privilege. Now all these things is on records, so the Rasta people is in doubt about them things there because they might have them own personal feelings against their Abuna and all them things there. For dispel them doubts and deal with the fundamental principle that The crown is here to represent all of I and I as the most ancient monarchy upon earth and Africa greatest treasure that seen. And that's why the OAU was formed by His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. Now we bring it back again to Jamaica politics because we have to look at where we're coming from, where we is and where we is going in the 21st century, because if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous Rasta children do? Tell I. The man that set the foundation from Sam Brown, Honorable Sam Brown time 1961. And when you see a man come up front and represent the whole thing, it's him in the spotlight, but if you know, say there's other people behind him as well. Because this thing is no one-man thing. Me will talk to you, anything me can do for enhance this trouble me can do, because me I get to be a whole man now. The energy we me did have when 1997, when the Abuna Fox, me as part-time team, carried to the next level and establish Rasta as a collective political entity. That's not for Brer Fox or for Brer Leroy. No, that's for Rasta people. The right to Rasta a fight for much years. And it come to that maturity now. And we get a lion as we stand within the political arena for represent we. Because that is who we are and represent the Ethiopian crown, which are that we for under as Ethiopian Africans. So I now go really stay upon this thing too long. Again, feet run all a hour. And we don't get cross the points and we want to get cross, as we say. Because you have intellectual in the Rasta community and the music industry. We support this move. See? And a lot of people don't know Rasta. Things will happen right at them doorstep and under them nose. The work of Rasta put in for represent ghetto people, grassroots people, and a whole seed for take it from the 21 family establishment control of how them play political chess. You know, Rasta, the time is now. Wake up call, because you see where I'm going right now, peer mix up and confusion. Seeing Andrew Wallace now run for call election and have a noose around him neck. Seeing so Mark Golding know the ball in a film corner, but at the same time we know how the political game play. So anyway, it benefits any party and there's them there. And right now, I believe say 98% of the Jamaican populace is of African, Ethiopian African descent. And because of that, anywhere we should have look for Jamaica behind any imperial power. It should have be Africa. Or it should be China. Or it should be America and England and them place there. Too long. Too long. Far and way too long. We're under the same colonial bondage. And now, we are slaves in disguise. Only because they be behind a prison wall, and they on a physical plantation. But neo-colonialism, they are like in front of it like that, and we are playing romance with it and know. So, you feel all good and well because China come in and do all these things in your country and da. But you're indebted. Because you have a thing that say name terms and conditions. Seeing? So we'll come back to political involvement for us. Seeing? Because you have intellectuals and scholars most for us out there in the music fraternity like Muta, we know say I that's right there. And I them place so far move. Because I listen on YouTube, you know. Muta always want to talk about him still know fundamentally say Rasta for make that move. Because hear him say, where the man them there, we have political ambition Rasta. When him hear and all this and all of them are go. When Muta ask a question there, you know, and another other party and about people my call upon where them don't express themselves already as who them is. Him a call upon I and I we a struggle and need all female help to see. So me salute Muta when he asks a question the fundamentally. With the man them there, we have political ambition Rasta. The man them from 29 Oxford Street. And then my talk, I know the struggle and I go through over the years. Start with 5 candidates. But everything have to have a beginning. Saying, we know we can't win. 1961, Honorable Sam Brown knows him couldn't win. But man like Honorable Georgia, when name a call, Honorable Marty Planner, Skipper, with the man name a call from down a Salt Lane. All of them man sit in a reason about them thing. Seeing? So that's where we're coming from. We reason now. We have the lion as our symbol. And you could have bet you have much Rasta now as personality. Them don't want to jump up and form a next party. All of that. Rasbas knows say we call him to be a part of the whole building at the party from early when he established himself as an independent candidate. We go Bobo Hill, we go Bobo Bingy House, 12 tribe, everybody. Because it named unity within diversity. And that's where the crown and that's for all of I and I as them subjects. Yeah, I see? So we still have the opportunity and the prerogative to work through unity within diversity together for build this party and we want to establish another party year and year. The fragmentation for done. The direction is where we should have in all this oneness now. Where we know say if a man want to be maroon, if a man want to be Bobo, if a man want to be from any other sector within the Rasta community, we are one with the objective that we are working towards. Seeing? So, come to, I give thanks, my brethren and sister, over the years they carry the struggle. And being in England, I support the whole thing as other parties do, but because we now have no multinational corporation at back way, and we now have no handouts for gives to people through that, we now have no strong support. But you see, when we start in a position for build low cost house, as we the Abuna Facts propose and start with a Commodore community there for Rasta and extend it to the populace in our rural areas. When we start build clinics, I see it, and hospitals, schools, then Rasta start do something meaningful with the monies. Saying, because God bless you with inspiration and go up on stage and sing about all kind of things, majesty, kind of name, but make a contribution to the struggle. Some Rasta that prefer God, Ethiopia go get Abe Ahmed for buy more guns, so press the Ethiopians them arms and this and that. Them things they have to change Rasta at some point. As God Emperor Selassie the first, the living God, saying them things they have to change and will change. And it can only happen with the support of I and I coming together. So that's where we is now. Where we're coming from, where we is now, is that we establish a political mechanism and fulfill His Majesty utterance 1931 when he gave Ethiopia our first constitution. And I can't, me not like misquote His Majesty. So I will say what he say in my word in regards to the fact that it is important that the modern Ethiopian acquire the knowledge of the machinery of state. You know that the running political office and administration, that in wherever them struggle is, them can use this to them liberation. And that's why the constitution of the IWF, and if I can't quote the section correctly, I won't quote it either, saying it endorsed that even though it's not partisan, but it says where its members are threatened, then we can actively participate in the politics of the day to safeguard its membership rights. So yes, my brother and sister, before I even close, I'd like to say, importantly, it is at this point in history where we have time to reflect where we're coming from, where we is again, and see that the long-awaited opportunity is knocking at the door right now, where Rasta can have a voice in the parliament in regard to how the country is run, the decision making of where he's going. Whatever decision is being made in parliament, if it impacts the Rasta community in any way negative and the bills, there is nobody there to contest it. Saying a Rasta Lula lay and burn out politics. If my brother the Bushman, my singer, was a man who sing and lick out the politician, them hard and everything. Him no wrong, because we experience, how we must see before we have to identify the difference now. And if I even a Rasta, anybody rise as corrupt politician, them for know say them go to prison and them thing there. Because the law, we have to maintain the law, thy God, both within church and state. See it? So you can't entertain, like, you come out and against corrupt politician. I not see you, Bushman. I talk about a man where we are going to build a political entity with Rasta involvement, Maroon and other people involvement will come together as unity within diversity. And you come now, want to come practice where we want to move from to carry it in a 21st century politics that the whole nation can benefit and not just a few. Come on, man. It's better when nobody say nothing or even make the move then. But if we're going to make the move, it have to be in a righteous direction. See it? And so, my brother and my sister, God and history, I record the whole thing. Only part thing I step on YouTube right now. And I don't want to get involved in a lula kind of thing, because them give all these social media for pan out with life, for pan out everything where them want to pan out. And them the a sense of the whole thing. So, whatever I have come to say is no secret. Because this is what me commit my life to, according to Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3. Saying, yeah, and when me commit my life to, so right now, I ask my brother and sister for have a look again and re-examine the whole thing fundamentally. Saying, because even Bush, me listen to an interview, and I endorse enough for him reason, because I say we have to do something about Ethiopia. Because you see them even want to change the flag of Ethiopia. Bush, you can't do nothing without we have state power or involved in a state power Rasta. Saying, and at this right there, man have put them money where them out there for nominate a candidate and we for your community to represent Rasta party. And I will say Rasta party, it don't belong to Rasta alone, but Rasta dominant in it. because we have struggled for this from day one, the foundation. See it? And why we have to say Rasta dominate? Because a God theocracy we are dealing. God and him righteous kingdom. Saying a theocratic government. And that's why really religious people can involve. See it? So Rasta, I am going to say to them, my brother and my sister, re-examine the whole thing fundamentally. You know, from where I come from, where we is, and we are move forward in a more unified direction in regards to these matters. And I ask you to bless the item, you know, and give thanks to the ones them we see it from early, the necessity for I active participate politically. My big respect goes out to the Colonel, Josie Wheel. As how you see them man, they move with him experience when him get shot and him left the people in the hospital a KPH look after him donate a ambulance. More entertain if you think about them things you know, for, as Rasta people for become more, you know, prominent in your community, in your society where we live, in our country. And if you can't make it through PMPL GLP party as Rasta, when we have no Rasta party, man, we can't see with that. But when we have a party where Rasta is dominant, you're supposed to support that, man, if you say a Rasta. See? And because of that, I say salute to them, man, there, like being a man, doctor, you know, the dancehall king, them time there, you know, as I striving entertainer. When the doctor here say, I enter politics 1997, him and Colonel Josie Wheel, I don't want to entertain, I said, I'm ready to donate to the party. I do never manifest because certain thing. Other man, my salute go to like China, your general, because from them time there, anything where Rasta party and governance say, you're ready for back it, and ask your entertainer virgin them. Because I think they up at the Hilton, you, Rasboon, I, first vice president, and myself start discuss it. And Ken Boat, salute, Honorable Ken Boat, Jamieson, Delroy, not Delroy Wilson, Why Virginia, we say the whole town talking about and all them thing. Yeah, but them man there was there, you know, Warrior King, saying, and we give thanks to the man them contribution, even man them name we not remember right now for call, saying, and I remember that because it was significant. 1997, them man them give them time and effort for fundraiser for the IWF Incorporated political party. You understand? Ja Earl as the campaign manager, man is still about Ja bless him with health and strength. So the man them for rise to the call Rasta and know say rally and the entertainer them who can support the whole thing, support it. Because Rasta have opportunity to step in out that the whole thing. Now just left we for the next 5 years and you maybe never can have no more control or no more say, God forbid. There I see it. Saying, and you know it might impact on your career too when other things are going on. So, you know, I will say, within all rights, within all truth, you know, Rasta for defend Rasta thing. See, and I know our thing personal, we are defending Jamaican and represent the Jamaican populace at large, in the diaspora, anywhere we're there. We're proud to be Jamaican, Ethiopian, African. See, because the origin of Ethiopia, Africa, and we brought from the mainland to the heart of the Caribbean. So, with that, I say again, we give thanks. I'm going to sign off now. Because I don't want to depend this thing too long that it can't upload when it upload. So Jah bless and keep the eye them to all my brethren and my sister in them down at 29 Oxford Street, Hold the Fort State Strong, New York, Church of Field Selassie, Barbados, all I and I, families, Church of Field Selassie and the IWF Incorporated. Stay strong and may the Most High God Emperor Selassie first be you and I to fulfill his whole will. Amen. 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 Blessed be Jah. Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie the First, the living God. Amen. His Majesty, give thanks. Sign off, you know.